What's up, y'all? For everyone listening, I'm back here with Ryan. We talked last time about finding your micro community online. So Ryan gave some insights to us about what platforms he uses, what products he's sold, and how he's really been able to sell those on certain platforms using drop
Hey,
shipping.
hey, let's sorry, can you stop? Because the sound is coming out of my computer, and I'm pretty sure that you're gonna hear yourself and double talk.
Oh, it's like echoing.
I think so. Can you can you stop and then listen to it and just see if it does?
Let's, okay. What's up, y'all? For everyone listening, I'm back here with Ryan. We talked last time about finding your micro community online. So Ryan gave some insights on the products, some of the products he's sold on certain platforms using drop shipping and how he's been successful with certain products. And he has a lot of good information for us. And we want to keep doing these talks about drop shipping, finding your community online, primarily your micro community and what that means. So we're just going to keep talking about it. I did some research this last week on drop shipping. And Ryan, I don't know if you've heard of drop commerce before, but it's a platform that I was introduced to by someone who's using it to sell some like eco-groovy products made in the USA, because I'm trying to find some suppliers that are in the USA to drop ship on my e-marketplace called Lost Coast Plastic. So have you heard of
Okay,
drop
no,
commerce?
no, I haven't, but I'm curious about it
Yeah, it looked like
because
there was subscriptions as low as $30 a month to, have products on there and whatnot. But
so is it a place where they store the products and then you sell them through your website, so they will store and then ship? Is that the
so what I know so far is I only know a little, but what I know so far is they are run through Shopify, or they're like, it's a Shopify third party. But I don't really know who does store the product. I actually don't know. How does that
okay?
even work? Who does store the product?
Okay, so for me, the business we talked about, Gripply's, the disc golf related ones, I haven't done any drop shipping on that yet. For
Mm-hmm.
Gripply's, I've done all of the like manufacturing and shipping myself.
Mm-hmm.
But as I plan to go further along, I do want to start drop shipping
Mm-hmm.
from there. But I do have the other company, the
Mm-hmm.
first one I was talking about, that I do drop ship. And how that one works, the manufacturer creates the product that I'm selling. The manufacturer puts the labels on the product, like the image of whatever label, and then the barcode. And for me, they ship that to Amazon, and then Amazon's fulfillment centers. There's a fee, which I'm imagining Amazon's fulfillment centers are similar to what you're talking about. But
Mm-hmm.
there's a fee, and Amazon stores the products, and then they ship it and they deal with returns and all that. So I'd imagine that for this new project I'm working on, Gripply's, if I was to drop ship, I'd use a service such as that you're talking about, and the manufacturers would manufacture whatever product I decide to sell, and then
Mm-hmm.
they would send it to the name. What was it called again?
Drop commerce.
Drop Commerce. I'd imagine that they send that to Drop Commerce, and then Drop Commerce would store the products and then deal with the shipping and the returns.
Mm-hmm.
I'd imagine that's what it is, but like I said, I haven't heard of Drop Commerce.
Yeah, I know. $30 a month sounded like a deal.
That's what I pay at Amazon. So
That's
it's
what you pay.
very,
Uh-huh.
but there's also additional fees at Amazon. But it sounds like an insane deal. When I heard that for Amazon, I was like, man, that's nothing.
That's nothing.
So
Yeah.
uh, for Gripply's, the one I have right now, it is my website is ran through Shopify.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so if this does correlate with Shopify, that's something I definitely will look into,
Yeah.
because I will want to start drop shipping for
Mm-hmm.
Gripply's.
Mm-hmm. And
Um,
so if you want to go to a transition from like you're making those disc golf things, but and then if you want to go to drop shipping, like somebody else is going to be making those things. So how would you go about making sure like the quality is still up to your standards, and like now that some manufacturers are going to be making it?
Sure. So let's use my other business for example again. The one in the marijuana industry. When I wanted to find a manufacturer for that product, quality was an extremely important part of this product that I'm selling. If the quality is not up to like good standards, then people wouldn't use them. For this specific one, you really need solid quality. So what I did, I went to a ton of different manufacturers in the United States, out of the United States, probably about 20 different ones. You could request a sample of the product.
Oh,
Yeah, and that's sometimes they do it free if you have like a reputable source. Like if they're like, hey, okay, we could tell your business, we will just ship you these for free. So I got probably, I don't know, about 20 different manufacturers to send me a sample of the product. I used the product from all of the, all the ones I got from the manufacturers and went with the best one that communicated the best, that the quality was there. And I'm happy because it's like there was cheaper options I could have gone with. And I'm watching other products similar to mine that compete with my product come into tuition. And a lot of them will come and people order them, and then you'll just start seeing the reviews that are, cheaply made, crappy product, and that company is just sinking. So it definitely is important when it comes to drop shipping to test different manufacturers, make sure that the product's going to be quality, and make sure you have a good relationship with the person you talk to. Like you want to be able to speak clearly, negotiate clearly. Because there's so many like little numbers and details you have to give them that go on the product, and like if you miss one number, something goes wrong, it's just a hassle. And I've had a couple of them, but a couple of problems in 3 years isn't the worst. So yeah.
So it sounds like you've had to do a lot of testing, product testing.
Yeah, and this was like my first business I ever started. So it was kind of like, I want it to be good. I'm going to go through all the steps. I'm going to try all the different types. And it wasn't that hard of a process, believe it or not. There's a ton of different outlets to find manufacturers for different products. I mean, you could just go on Google and type in whatever manufacturer, and there's other ways. But I mean, it's business for them as well. So they want to respond to you quick because they want to gain your business. They want to try to speak clearly. So for the most part, all the manufacturers I dealt with responded to me in, a day. They're like, yep, we'll ship out your sample in a couple of days. So I've, got all of them, had a little notebook, tested them, wrote what I liked about them, what I didn't like about them. The person that you'll be talking to, I wrote like basically a 1 through 10 like rating of how easy we communicate, because that's an important part. And yeah, I found a manufacturer I liked. The product was quality's great, and all my reviews have been great. So that's the way I went about it. Yeah.
That seems really great. It seems really efficient, that route, and just like actually making sure that the product's gonna be good, that you're, testing it. And so communicating with these manufacturers is also very important, it sounds like, from what you're saying.
Yeah, for sure.
And so like what's communication like? Is it telephone? Is it email?
A lot of people will try to go to Skype. Email is what I started with. There's different sources you can use, whether it be, manufacturers US or Alibaba in China. Whatever you do, there's different ways to talk to them. Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like, you could be even Skyping with them or like a Zoom session and then just go over everything.
Yeah, my my manufacturer for my other product had like a stupid amount of masks during COVID. I don't know why that company had a ton of masks, but I think it was before Christmas. It was a holiday though. Maybe it was Thanksgiving. I don't know. It was some holiday. She's like, hey, the lady I talked to, whatever holiday it was, she's like, hey, I know COVID's a big thing. She's like, my company has like thousands of masks. If you want me to send you a couple hundred, just let me know, and she just sent me, a couple hundred face masks. I was like, oh, that for free, you know,
For
it's like
free?
for free. Yeah, she's just building a relationship. You want to have a good connection with your
Oh.
person.
And so she did that because you've been a good customer and you've been going through them.
Exactly. We work together. She knows, she helps me with a lot. It's my first business. So I'm like, a lot of times she'll have this order all ready for me. And then I'll realize, oh, wait, Amazon's not accepting this amount. Or I
Mm.
also sell on Amazon Canada. Amazon Canada limits are different than Amazon US. And she'll be like, and so I'll have to tell her, like, hey, I'm so sorry. I have to change the order up. And so it's a lot of dealing with each other.
Mm.
That's why you really want good communication.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. It's getting more clear. So sometimes the manufacturer will make like too many
Mhm.
products that, and the Amazon warehouse is like, well, we can only take X amount.
Yeah, but that would be my fault. Because I go on Amazon and I'm like, okay, let's see, I have, 20 plus products on Amazon. So I'll just be like, I need 100 of these, 100 of these, 100 of these, 100 of these. And sometimes it's like Amazon, yeah, won't store that much for you. The more you sell, so like on Amazon US, I pretty much, because I've been selling so much for like a couple years straight now, um, they they lifted my limits. So nowadays I can send anything pretty much to Amazon US as much as I want. But I've started selling in Amazon Canada, and that's been, I don't know, a year, less than a year. And I just tried to place a big order actually last week. Placed this big order. She manufactured all of the product, labeled them, had everything ready. Like, okay, she sent me this like the dimensions so I could print a shipping label for her. And of course, I go on Amazon Canada and they're like, oh, you're way over your limit. Like, you can't have any more.
What?
So she already like labeled, did all this work.
Oh
And
no.
yeah, so I had to message her and be like, hey, I'm so sorry. Canada's not accepting anymore. Like, I need you to change the labels to US labels instead of Canada. And in some case in the US, I want to start storing some product here so I can ship it. So I could ship through my website instead of Amazon and lose all those fees.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe eventually drop shipping for uh, my other company through my website as well. But yeah, so Canada didn't work, so I had to have her change all of the shipping labels back to the US, and then also change some of the shipping labels to ship to like my place of living, which is an additional at least an hour of work for
Oh
her.
yeah.
Or maybe she has a team, so I don't know exactly how she does it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a good thing about having good communication with someone. She's like, oh yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, I'll take care of that, no problem at all. And that was that. So it's like, oh man, that's awesome.
Dude, that seems so efficient and
Yeah,
streamlined. Like the fact that she's not like, oh no, sorry, Ryan, you have to pay for all these and then pay for the new
exactly.
ones. Like she's just working with you.
Yeah. And for sure. And there's been some things that have like been really nice, like shipping wise. Like I'd want to say I want 500 of these shipped here. So she puts it all in one box, gets it ready to ship. And then I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, they only accept 100 at a time. I need you to ship 5 separate boxes. And that of course is going to make the shipping price go
Oh
up. And
yeah.
I've already paid. So it's like I already paid for all this. I paid for the one box of shipping that she was planning. So, in a lot of places, I think if you don't have good connection with someone, they'd be like, okay, well, you're going to have to pay an extra 80, $100 for shipping because we're doing 5 boxes instead of one now.
Yeah.
And, this lady in this company that I work with, I really like. And yeah, she's like, okay, like, no problem. We'll just separate it into 5 boxes. We appreciate your work.
Wow.
And she did it. They didn't charge me anything more. So when it comes to
That's
finding a
such a.
manufacturer, it's like you really want to be able to talk to your person and be like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting a good vibe from them,
Mm-hmm.
or else they can just upcharge you on everything, and you don't want that.
Have
You
you
want to,
had any micro communications with like possible manufacturers that you've gotten like red flags like, oh wait, actually I'm not gonna.
yeah. So there's another product that's very similar to the product I sell that I sell on Amazon right now in the marijuana community. And I wanted to try out selling that on Amazon. So I talked to some manufacturers, and this time I was like, I'm not going to get 20 samples. It's a heavier product. It's a lot more to ship. The shipping is almost like cost as much as the manufacturing because it's heavy.
Mm.
Um, so I was just like, hey, I'll contact like 3 of them and I'll talk to one. And I talked to this guy. So the one I'm doing right now, with the lady that's very good. She's like an older lady. She's, I don't know, respectable. And then this one is like maybe a 20-year-old kid. And I could tell because there's a picture like on the Skype. And he's just been like rude, kind of, and like not communicating well. And I've it's not that there's a red flag or anything bad, but it's just like when I have just a little problem, I'm like, hey, do you know this, or hey, this, and he's like, well, that's not what we do here. Like, we just ship you products. Like, it's different. I didn't have a necessarily like a bad experience, but it was enough to where we did one shipment together. The product actually sold pretty well, but I'm like, it's just not, the communication with this guy is not well. So I'm actually in the process of finding a different manufacturer of that same product. Just because I know down the line, if I start ordering, thousands from him, I'm just not getting good vibes from him. I don't think it's going to go well. So I want to find somebody that, you communicate well with. So to answer your question, no, I haven't had any like necessarily red flags. I've had people that don't communicate well. Like I said, I've tried manufacturers. I've talked to them in anywhere from India to China to US to wherever. And when it comes to the foreign country manufacturers, a lot of them don't speak English well. So that was a big no. Like if they type and you can just tell like, oh, they don't speak English well. It was just pretty much an instant no for me because like I said, there's so many little things you need to focus on. And like if they get one thing wrong, it could set you back so much money. So
yeah, it seems like so communication's super important in reaching out to manufacturers. It sounds even almost easy to get a response. So if like somebody out there listening wants to like try out drop shipping and they locate a supplier, like they could be stoked probably to hear that like they would get a response quick and they could like possibly get their business running as long as they just send emails.
Yeah, just send emails, or Google's your friend. The internet's so easy to use now. Just if you're like, oh, how am I going to find a manufacturer? Like, it depends what you're going for. If you want to find a local local manufacturer that's like in the States or whatever, then Google manufacturer US. Just do your research. Go on Google. You'll figure it out. It's not the most difficult thing.
When I was doing research on manufacturers, I found some manufacturers in Indiana that were dealing with some of the products that I was like thinking about. Now, I never actually reached out to them. I called them once, and they answered and they were nice. But I could. So you're saying there's a possibility that those manufacturers could be working with Shopify, or they could. Like, what if I just look up manufacturing and then it's like a manufacturing company? Could I call them and be like, yo, do you work with Shopify? Do you like what is the language?
So no, I don't think it works like that. A manufacturer, they're just gonna make the product. They'll also label the product for you if it's a decent manufacturer. They'll put the barcodes on. So they'll do what you need them to, but they're not going to deal with Shopify or anything. I'm guessing that the website you told me, what was it one more time? Do you remember?
The Drop Commerce.
Drop Commerce. I'm guessing that they are the ones that deal with Shopify.
Okay.
So basically the manufacturers, let's say I want 100 iPhone cases from this manufacturer in Indiana, let's say. They'll say, okay, like, do you want, like, what do you want on the label? You're like, oh, I have a brand picture. Let's say it's this. I want this. It's just a coaster, but let's say I want this on the back of the iPhone case, like on the cover. They're like, okay, we'll go ahead and print out those stickers or whatever we use, and we'll slap that on for you. And then they'll say, where do you want it shipped? The manufacturer will. And in that case, that's when you will give them the address to, I forget again, the website you've said.
The Drop Commerce.
Drop Commerce, we're just getting them out there.
So the manufacturer would then ship it to the Drop Commerce place.
Exactly. And then the Drop Commerce place should store the product for you in their, their storage places. And with like COVID and just like everything going online, warehousing is becoming super cheap. So I think that's a great idea. I think that's going to be a lot more common just because there's so many empty buildings out there now and whatnot. So it's like storage. So there's a lot of websites that are probably doing this. That's why it's probably so cheap now. But yeah, they'll just store your product and then they will ship it out for you. So let's say you log a sale on Shopify, then that company that works with Shopify, like you'll link the two together. They'll be like, oh, we have a sale. They'll go in, they'll find the product. They'll say, okay, one phone case, and then they'll ship it to your customer. And like a good thing, when I did Amazon, I had the choice of, shipping it myself before drop shipping. And the thing that really sold me was that when you are drop shipping or when you ship it yourself, it's like, okay, let's say I get an order. Okay, I have to go package this order. Let's say I'm gone for a weekend and there's a huge sale or something. Okay, I have 150 orders. I'm like, man, that's going to take a week to package and ship. So people may get their stuff late. When it came to Amazon drop shipping, it's like, hey, if you drop ship with us at Amazon, everything you have will be available for Prime. So that was a big thing because Amazon Prime is 2-day shipping. So it's like all of my products that I sell on Amazon, they get to the people in 2 days. And that's huge. Yeah, because when you're looking, you're like, okay, I want this. Oh man, it's not coming for a week. Let's see what other brands.
Yeah, that
the
really
same thing will come. Mm-hmm. So like when it's an individual seller, the shipping times tend to be longer in cases. Mm-hmm. So drop shipping, when it comes to that, it's really good because they're just like, oh, order, boom, they ship it for you. You don't have to deal with it. It's cheap now. And I mean, if for Amazon in particular, it's 2-day shipping. Yeah, so that's drop shipping.
People love shipping, like the 2-day shipping. I mean, I love like I order it and I feel like it's the next day. Like, wow, this is here. Like, what? It's so fast.
Yeah. For instance, I just got a laundry basket, like a new laundry basket. I was just searching online, and I got it from Amazon. But there's one I liked, and I was like, oh, cool. And I saw it, and I was like, oh, they say it's shipped by the manufacturer. So I'm like, okay. It says it takes 5 days before it'll get here. We're in fucking 2021 now, so it's like that's not going to work. I'm looked, and it's similar brand, 2-day shipping. I chose that one because I wanted it now, or I wanted it in 2 days. I didn't want it next week.
For sure, yeah, a whole week. That's too long.
That's too long. So
it really is for a lot of things.
Yeah,
that's funny. Is it a nice laundry basket or what?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. It looks good. It's got like half of it open, so it's like just open half, throw the clothes in and close it. It's nice.
Oh, that's chill. Nice.
It's better than just like a big box that I had before, or a big like open thing.
Open bin thing, the classic.
Yeah, and yeah. I wear a lot of gear that gets pretty sweaty now, so it's like I wanted a closed top. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when I'm going to health sports super heavy, I definitely get a lot of laundry that's like moist and smelly.
Yeah. Yeah, so I wanted a closed top. That was the reason for the new laundry basket. And because I moved, last week.
So people can sell at Amazon and ship things themselves. You could do that.
Yes, that's a choice.
You could,
and a lot of people do.
And maybe, do you think that's a good place to like start? Maybe your first couple months. Like is it? I mean, is that a process? Do you think that's a stepping stone?
So it depends what you're selling. If you're selling something that somebody else is manufacturing, I'd say nah, just go straight to drop shipping. If you're selling, let's say for instance, those chalk bags that I was selling, I wanted to sell this on Amazon instead of on my Shopify website, I would start by shipping them myself until I was getting too many orders to deal with, until it was like an inconvenience to package and ship. And then at that point, I would make 100 of these chalk bags that I make. I would sign up for Amazon fulfillment, which I'm actually already signed up for. And then I would ship off 100 to Amazon from my place of living. Since I'm creating them, I'm the manufacturer. I would make 100, ship them to Amazon. Like I would do the labeling and everything, and then let Amazon do the 2-day shipping because, and do the whole Prime thing. Because your product won't be on Prime unless it's stored at Amazon's fulfillment centers.
Okay. And signing up for Amazon fulfillment means like that's their warehouse, like you can send their products to them and then they store it. So do your products need a barcode before it gets to Amazon?
Yes. And that my manufacturer puts this on. So I create the barcodes on Amazon. There's like a seller website. I
Okay.
create the barcodes, and then yeah, I send them to my manufacturer. And that's what another place where you want good communication with your manufacturer, because you're going to say, hey, I want these barcodes. I have 20 different ones for 20 different products. I need them all to align correctly. If you put one barcode on the wrong product,
Ooh, yeah.
it's a hassle. And I've had that happen once, and it's a hassle. So you have to be really clear, and that's where the communication comes in well.
So at a fulfillment center, then they need the barcode because that's like the identifier, right? That's how they store it and how they like locate it.
Yeah, so Amazon will get this package of, let's say, 100 products. Let's say I'm doing the phone case. They'll get this package, a box with just 100 phone cases in it. They'll, lift up one product. It'll be wrapped, and then there'll be a barcode on the back, and they'll scan that. And when they scan that, that's automatically like goes into the Amazon website. They scan it, boom, all of a sudden you have one in inventory. They scan 20 of them, take out 20, boom, you have 20 inventory on your website.
Okay, wow, that is so freaking quick.
Yeah. Yeah, I know a lot of people are like, they talk a lot of crap on Amazon. And they're like, Amazon's just getting rich off of, it's like they're supplying everything. It's like, I see it from a different perspective. I mean, my mind could easily be changed, but it's like I make my living off of Amazon. It's not like Amazon's they do get a big portion of my money, of my, profit, but it's like, if Amazon wasn't a thing, I would be out of a job, or at least it wouldn't be as successful. So it's like, when people are like, oh, I don't want to support the big companies like Amazon, it's like, yeah, they are getting a chunk, but like you're also supporting like people like me, that. So it's, I don't know, it's something to think about.
Yeah, I
It's
think
something a lot of people don't think. They're like, oh, I'm buying this from Amazon. Amazon's making all that money. It's like, no, I'm making 80% of that money.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people like you that are making money on Amazon and like being able to feed their families and feed themselves and stuff.
Yeah.
I think one thing that we could all like at least try to remember is we don't have to spend all of our money, or like don't have to spend everything that we buy. It doesn't have to be from Amazon. You can buy things locally, and then you can buy things like a laundry basket, like but maybe you don't have a laundry basket supplier like in your town in Colorado, but you can go buy one on Amazon. But maybe for certain things you could choose to buy them locally. And I think if everybody just doesn't buy everything off Amazon, then it'd be
especially handcrafted things, like a lot of people want anything, I mean, art related handcrafted things. I would never go to like Amazon for. Anything with any steez to it. If I wanted to get like, I don't know, like this for instance. Oh, you probably can't see it. It's just a piece of art, It's like I wanted it for my room. Dope. You can't see it too well.
Oh yeah, there we go. Nice.
But I didn't get that shit off Amazon, I got that from somebody that makes it. That like, it was off Etsy.
Yeah.
Which is like the same thing, but somebody didn't hand make it, but they, they made the print and they put it on a little poster thing or a whatever. And that's supporting, local. I like follow the dude on Instagram that made it, so it's like that's small business.
Definitely, yeah. It's like the word reducing comes to mind. Like if we like practice reducing, then I used to buy on Amazon super heavy, and now I still do, and I run like a sustainable business, and like I sometimes do like crud on Amazon, but I only crud on Amazon because I look, when I think of Amazon, I think of like Jeff Bezos and not paying taxes, and then the labor things going on, and then I'm like, okay, I don't like that. But then I look at you and have conversations with you, and I'm like, okay, there's holistic sides to this, huge billionaire
and there probably is a, like you said, the labor things and the don't pay taxes thing. I don't know anything about that really. I don't know. For me, it's like that thing, that's just too, I mean, I guess that's something I should be looking into, but it's something I haven't looked into. So I don't know. In my eyes, what I see like a bunch of individual sellers, like, that are trying to make a living. And then Amazon obviously is getting this big cut. But I'm sure there are a lot of negative sides to it. And maybe because I sell on there, I don't want to look into those.
Yeah.
maybe I should,
Yeah, I could see that. You don't want to know there's the more we know about bad things, the more we, just get bad taste in our mouth. So it's really easy to like turn a blind eye, but I'm not, hey, this is just this is real as F conversation. We're making money, but we also understand that there are some negative sides, and that's like the world out there.
Yeah. And one thing you can do that I'm planning on doing with my first business. So everything right now I do is drop shipped on Amazon. But I do want to start looking to sell on my own website. I'm actually going to try to create a website for my other company today. I'm going to start doing it today, and it will be through Shopify. And I'm going to look into the thing you were talking about, the drop shipping option for Shopify. Because now I've had, thousands of customers on Amazon. And you can message these customers, or sometimes they leave reviews. My plan is what I want to do. I want to get all my products on my own website, and hopefully, get the product to the drop shipping person. One more time, what was the name? I'm going to write it down.
Yeah, right. Drop Commerce.
Drop Commerce.
Drop Commerce.
Notebook.
Dude, that thing is sick. What? That is cool. Where'd you get that?
My sister got it for me for graduation.
That thing
from college. Right before I went to teach in Korea. She's like, I've used this thing all the time. I'm getting you one. Drop Commerce. Dude, okay, so my plan is to get all my products on my website, and then try to contact all the people I've sold to and be like, hey, I'm not only selling on Amazon now. You can go on my website. Everything's going to be cheaper. I'm going to cut out, Amazon gets 20%, something ridiculous, like a profit. So I could make everything 15% cheaper, and I'll still be making 5% more. That's how I see it. So my plan is to infiltrate Amazon's community that I sell to.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, check out my website, buy it from me straight from direct. If you want big orders, I could set you up with big orders.
Yes, bro. And everybody's confirmation email, whenever they buy from you from
Exactly.
Amazon, you could put that in the email yo, I know you love this, but check out my website. Here's the link.
Yep. Everything will be cheaper. Yeah.
Ooh, yes.
When they hear, inexpensive. Don't say cheap about your product. That's one thing I've learned a lot.
Whoa. It'll be cheaper. Don't say that word.
Don't say that. No, because when they think of quality when you think of cheap. And because I do a lot of my sales on Instagram, and I message people, and I'm like, oh, it's way cheaper than the competition. and then
I want cheap.
Yeah, they don't want that. Say the quality is exceptional, and it is less expensive. So less expensive is the word you want to use.
Quality is exceptional. It is
exceptional. Yeah. And once you build a customer base, it's they'll know your quality is good. So everybody that I message from Amazon, they'll be like, oh, I tried your products. I used your products weekly. I know it's good. Why would I not pay less to get it?
Definitely. Yeah.
So hopefully then they'll be going to me directly. I could kind of cut Amazon down a little bit.
Dude, you could probably even copy and paste some of those reviews on the products on Amazon and put them to your website, because It's the same reviews.
Yep. And another good reason thing is because there's always going to be new people adding products. So since I've been selling this specific product, I've seen a lot of different of the same product. Maybe not the quality is not the same, but a lot of different people selling it. So now when people go on Amazon and they type in what my product is, they'll see my product pretty high up in the page, first page, but then they'll see a lot of other ones below me, and they'll be like, oh wait, this one is $3 less than the one he's selling it for. I'm going to look into it, and that just gives the customer another option. And if instead of having them go to Amazon and seeing, your competition as well, they just go to your website, they only see your stuff, it's eliminating their view of competition as well. So that's another reason I want to get them, all my customer base, to my website instead of to Amazon.
Yeah, that's it makes sense. Yeah, I think you're en route there. Seems like you're about to do that. Yeah, sweet, bro. It was a good chat. That was awesome.
Yeah. It's not I know we're going to kind of go off of what we did last time and go about the micro community, and it ended up being more about drop shipping and stuff, but that's fine. It's valuable information. It's stuff, if you're going to start a business, you should know about. I'm glad we were able to cover this topic a little bit.
Yeah, that was cool. And it is tied into the, the micro communities, and maybe next talk we can go tie the drop shipping into the micro and how to really target and stuff.
Mhm.
But we'll end the chat here. Thanks everybody for listening, and tune in next time. Check out the next episode. Subscribe. You know the drill. And yeah, take it easy, Ryan.
Yeah. Say bye to my puppy. I got a new
Bye, puppy. Look at
Oh,
this
it's a
puppy.
puppy. He's
Aww.
cute.
Awesome. Oh yeah, take it easy.
All right, cool. Yeah, thanks, man.